Now, the 18th race of the 2025 Formula One season was the Singapore Grand Prix at the Marina Bay Sands circuit. Okay, so for the Singapore Grand Prix, George Russell put it on pole position for the Mercedes. So he threw a monkey wrench into the championship challenge of the Red Bulls and the McLarens. In second position was Max Verstappen, and in third position was Oscar Piastri. In fourth position was Kimi Antonelli, and in fifth position was Lando Norris. So that was the starting five for the Singapore Grand Prix. Okay, so George Russell kept the lead, into turn one. And surprisingly, in the first few corners, Lando Norris made two brilliant overtakes on Kimi Antonelli, and then he made another overtake on Oscar Piastri. But what happened is, he kind of pushed Oscar Piastri a little bit into the wall, so they did touch wheels, and Oscar Piastri lost a little bit of momentum, and he lost the third position to Lando Norris. And Piastri was not really happy about that. He was complaining on the radio, telling McLaren, look, you allowed my teammate to push me off, and take a position from me. Why don't you allow him to give me the place back? But at that moment, I was thinking, Piastri's complaining a bit too much. He just needs to get his head down and try to chase Lando and try to overtake. And in the end, George Russell won the race from Max Verstappen, and in third position was Lando Norris. And then in that race as well, McLaren did very well to win the Constructors' Championship, with at least 6 races to go. So in first position after the race classification was George Russell for the Mercedes. He took the 25 points. Max Verstappen in the Red Bull took the 18 points, and Lando Norris in the McLaren took the 15 points, and Oscar Piastri in the McLaren took 4th position with the 12 points. So Lando Norris finished in 3rd and Oscar Piastri finished in 4th. So McLaren won their Constructors' World Championship at this race with 6 races to spare. And the Drivers' Championship standings after the Singapore Grand Prix, the 18th race, was Oscar Piastri had 336 points, and Lando Norris had 314 points, So the difference between them was 20 points. Okay. The difference between them was 22 points. 22 points. Okay. And then in third position, you had Max Verstappen with 273 points. So Max Verstappen was, still closing in on, the two McLarens, because the last 3 races, the Italian Grand Prix, he outscored both of them. The Azerbaijan Grand Prix, he outscored both of them. And then the Singapore Grand Prix, he outscored both of them. So Max was doing really well after the summer break, and he was only 63 points behind in the World Championship, behind Oscar Piastri, which was quite impressive. And, he was only a few points behind, Lando Norris. He was only 41 points behind, Lando Norris. So Max was, creeping up to the McLaren slowly, but they did clinch the Constructors' Championship. And then now the championship battle was, either between Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris, and then you had Max creeping up slowly. But it had to depend on the pace that the Red Bull would have for the next 6 races. So the next Grand Prix would have been the United States Grand Prix in Texas.